happened naturally, right? It happened naturally. Like you couldn't. Nobody could teach a woman how to be beautiful. She just knew. She grew up and she reached a certain age when she started developing her teeth and she started behaving in a manner that was going to attract men. And before reaching that age, she was just like every other little boy, playing around, just having fun. But then when she reached a certain age, when titties started to develop, then she will act in a manner. She will start now being more elegant. She will start being more careful. She will use. She will not be too much close to the man, right? She gonna have that just like a child that like a child girl that is that is still young, right? She's around fellow babies that are boys, but when she reaches a certain age, she starts to isolate herself from the boys, and if anything, she starts to hang more around female, right? Even the boys are the same thing, You who used to love really to play around your homegirls when you was a baby or when you was a child, you start now looking for men. You start looking for the brother. You start looking for people you're gonna fight with. You start looking for men because remember fighting and all this violence and this is how men were born. But we live in a society that those stuff are shame, And I always say that what you don't celebrate will simply die. Meaning if you don't celebrate your masculinity, if you don't celebrate who you are, and if you don't love who you are, then you will fade into the background, right? Today we see more men, going onto the road of feminized, right? Because they're seeing the society celebrates men who act like feminine, right? Men who paint their nail, men who behave in a way that is not manly, right? And I always believe that as an individual, as a person, especially if you reach at a certain age, like who you are is like your fingerprint, right? Who you are is like your fingerprint. Like you can, like the videos I make is simply to remind my fellas and people who think the way I think that, hey, you're on the right track, right? It's to remind you to even be more of a man, to remind you to be more of somebody that the society can rely on, even though the society might not like you, but at least the society can rely on you to be able to take care of shit, to be able to handle business, just like the Expendables, right? When we watch the movies of the Expendables, these were the soldiers that nobody really cared about, but when shit hit the fan, these were the men that the world called. These were the men that the country called. Why? Because these were the only men who could go into Vietnam and get to rescue people and heroes, right? But the regular soldiers, the regular Navy, they couldn't do shit. You needed people who loved danger. You needed people who loved, you needed people who had that barbarian soul. The soul that only lasts for blood. And when they called them, these people went. Now today also it's the same thing, like the society will not really celebrate you. The society will actually try to tame you and domesticate you. That's why I say from the beginning of the video that in the world that is trying to domesticate you, in the world that is trying to tame you, you must be that rebel. You must be that glitch in the matrix. You have to be the glitch that somebody looks at and say, nah, he's different. You have to be that guy that just not going to obey. You're not gonna obey when they started telling you paint your nails. You're just not gonna obey because this is not who you are, right? And the voice that is keep on telling you that, oh, women love this and women love this. You should always understand that actually a woman who really is a woman, she's not gonna love a man that is like her. Women love men, right? Women love masculine men. Women love men who take care of shit. Women love men who take care of business, right? Women love men who will protect them. Women love men who will protect themselves too, meaning you can protect yourself, right? So deciding might convince you that that's not the current thing that the woman and the world is looking for. But I tell you, when shit hit the fan, are you gonna be the one the world is gonna depend on, or the world is gonna find you already brainwashed and feminized, right? So do not accept to obey. Do not if whatever the side brings to you brings peace, then of course. But if it's about you being emotional and you being retarded and you being an embassy and you being a clown just so you can get love from the society, just so that you can feel warm, accept to be in the cold. Do not be a clown so the world can love you. Do not be a clown so the woman can love you. If that woman loves clowns, you must let her go to a circus, but you're not a clown. So if she loves clown and she tells you she loves to be entertained, let her find someone else to entertain her. I always say that your woman, she's out there, right? The woman who wants the man that is just like you. You know what I'm saying? You might be a nerd, you might be the dumbest motherfucker to ever exist. And there will be a woman that is looking just for that, right? You might be the weakest vessel, and there will be a woman that is looking for you. As much as the negativity has some attraction, the positivity also has some attraction. But you, my brother, you must not mix light in the dark, right? It's either you in the dark or you in the dark or in the light. It's either you dancing with the devil, or you fisting with gods, right? You cannot do both. You gotta be able to choose. You have to be able to say, okay, I'm a man and I'm not feminine. I'm not gonna do feminine shit. I'm not gonna talk femininely, and I'm gonna take my responsibility as a man. You know what I'm saying? And what is my responsibility? I'm gonna make sure I'm taking care of myself and my family, right? And I'm gonna make sure that they know they're good and that I got them. And I'm gonna make sure they know that anybody who gets out of line, they're gonna get the fuck out, right? Or if I'm living with them and they're part of family, I'm gonna get myself the fuck out. But I'm not gonna sit and accept to be fed bullshit, right? That's the commitment you gotta do to yourself, brother. That's the commitment you have to choose and say, look, this is who I am, and I'm only gonna deal with people who love this me. I'm not gonna deal with people. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be so shining. I'm gonna burn so brightly that those who feel uncomfortable, they're simply gonna have no choice but to leave me the fuck alone. And once you reach to that decision, you will be a man, because you will understand that actually it's more safer and it's more peaceful, and you won't even need a therapist, because your mind will be clear to know that, hey, I did this shit. This is my world. And if you're gonna live in it, this is what you should know about me. Alright, guys? So that's the video. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. And if you're new, please comment. Leave in a comment. Let me know what you think. Has the world tried to feminize you? Has your own family tried to shame you for being who you are, your natural self? If that's the case, what did they say? Put it in a comment, And what are the things that you're seeing every day? And what kind of video would you like me to talk about? Put it in a comment. So let's contribute, let's talk together, let us build this relationship, because I noticed we don't really get to talk. So if you do watch my video, please put that in a comment and let's chat. Alright, guys? So thank you for watching, and I'll see you, man, in the next one. Remember, keep your head up and stay G'd up.